Hi guys, this is Sarah and welcome back to our channel. So today I have planned for you a fun little pregnancy tag video. I thought it would be kind of cool to just answer some of the questions along this tag to kind of, I guess, just fill in the gaps, because I know some of you have questions and I think some of them could be answered within this tag. So I thought, why not? They ignore my voice. Like I stated to you guys before, I have a weird pregnancy symptom where I do kind of spit from time to time and my throat gets irritated because I'm constantly clearing my throat. So as a result of that, that is why it sounds a little off and a little different, but I plan to do the tag today, and so today I will do it, and I'm gonna just jump right in for you guys. So the first question is, how and when did you find out you were pregnant? So if you've been a follower of our channel, you would have known that I found out I was pregnant shortly after I came back from Texas. Hubby and I went to Texas on a business trip, and while I was there, I mean, it wasn't very long. It was actually like 6 days post ovulation, maybe 5 days post ovulation, and yeah, we were there for 5 days, and during that time there are moments where I was really bloated and I wasn't fitting in my clothes, and we obviously been actively trying, and I was testing using OPK strips and whatnot. So the anticipation of becoming pregnant was there, but I didn't know if it would happen. And so I felt these symptoms while I was on my trip, but when I came back is when I actually tested, and that was like 9 days post ovulation. On the 9th day, I actually got a negative, and I thought, oh, okay, so I guess it's probably not this month, but I didn't give up hope. And I tested on the 10th day, and that's when I learned that I was pregnant. So how did you feel? Of course, I felt excited because this is something we've been anticipating. We wanted it to happen. We were planning for another child. I actually reversed my tubes to be in this position. So once again, backstory, if you didn't know, I did tie my tubes after our 3 older children, and yes, they're all my husband's, and got married young, had kids young, and then I tied my tubes because I thought I was done. It was just a different frame of mind. But now that we've become more established with schooling, we're done, and the home of our dreams, and just in a completely different place in life, we felt like we wanted to kind of expand on our family, and which is why I untied my tube. How old were you? So when I found out I was pregnant, I was 32, because that was back in April, and as of June, I turned 33. How did you tell your partner? Well, I told him, I don't know, I didn't want it to be like anything crazy, but because I was just excited and I really just wanted to tell him right away. So, but the day I tested, I was just like so pumped. I saw a line, it was really faint. I was pretty certain it did say positive, but I just, in the back of my mind, I guess I was so nervous because I was kind of I just didn't, I don't know. Now that we're at this stage, other things came about where I was just thinking, oh my gosh, ectopic. It was just not, because I untied my tubes, and that's something that could happen along those lines. So I was just a little bit nervous, but we went to church and we went to the beach, and then we came back home, and that's when, like, I told him after, and I was like, babes, I tested this morning and it was positive. And he was really excited, and so that's how I shared it. It wasn't I don't know, it wasn't anything extreme. Did you wait 3 months to tell people? Why or why not? No, I did not wait 3 months to tell people. Originally, that was the plan, because that is what I did with my other 3 pregnancies. However, with this, I felt like came a lot of faith. There was a lot of faith involved. And then after actually discussing it with my friend, she spoke to me more about it, because I was saying, like, I don't know if I want to tell anyone yet and whatnot. And then she was talking to me and she was sharing with me that, a life is a life. And that's when it just hit me. The reality is I was pregnant, and whether or not something were to happen from the 0 to the 3 month mark, for me, it would have still been a life, and it would still be a loss. And I don't want to keep that a secret per se. It would be, because it would affect me a lot, and I would prefer to go through that journey. And I feel like I've got a great audience here with whom I shared it with pretty early. I think I shared it with you guys when I was like, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. Oh, I think I shared it with you guys when I was 8 weeks, actually. So at that point, I just figured, like, why not? Because God forbid something were to happen, I still would tell you guys, and I would think it's still a healthy process to go through. Question number 6, is this your first? No, it is my fourth. 7, do you want more? Yes, ideally, my husband and I would like to have one more, so we would like to have 5. What is your biggest craving? Well, from the beginning, my biggest cravings have been just fruits. I crave fruits all the time. Nothing in particular initially, and yeah, I don't recall really craving much. However, within the last few days, I've been craving bananas, and I've been eating bananas as a snack or for breakfast with some peanut butter. Every bite, peanut butter. So that's my thing, banana and peanut butter. And then strangely enough, I woke up this morning and I turned to my hubby and I was like, babes, I want a Whopper for breakfast. And it's kind of ironic because the day before I posted I posted like the healthy meals that I've been eating, and I've been true to that. I've just been eating a lot of healthy stuff. Rarely do I ever eat anything outside of that, but today I woke up and I'm just like a burger, like a big hefty burger. So those are my cravings. What's the best part of being pregnant? The best part of being pregnant, oh man, like it's a really unique thing to just feel like I'm carrying a life within me and just treasuring every moment of that. Also my faith in Christ, I feel like that's been even more renewed and just even more proven, because my frame of mind was, I want to have a baby, and I just kept feeling it and I kept feeling it, but the doubts were there. I was like, it's not going to happen because my tubes are tied. And then when I even learned of the ways that I could reverse my tubes and correct things, or not correct things, but to, well, technically correct it, because I probably shouldn't have tied it to begin with, but and I'm not judging whoever else has done it. I'm just saying for me, but I just even after discovering there was a process to do it, I had doubt. And then when the process occurred and just to save to have it, the surgery, I had doubt. And then we afforded the surgery and paid for it. And then I was still there thinking, what are my chances of becoming pregnant? They were only able to reverse one tube. What are my chances? Now I'm down to one tube. And, and then there are also side effects or things that could happen. And it was just like, I had my surgery, I had my 2-month healing time, I had month 1 where I did get a pregnancy, but it lasted for 2 days, so that is called a chemical pregnancy, so I did have a chemical pregnancy, and then month 2 I became pregnant just like that, and it's just like the biggest testimony ever. I'm so blessed, and that to me, I feel like every day, like I'm just like, this is like a blessing. It is a blessing from God. I think that to me is like the biggest perk of being pregnant. It's definitely not saying I'm eating for 2 or eating or just eating all I can because I'm pregnant. No, I feel like I've already kind of done that in my first pregnancies where I did gain 100 pounds, 85 pounds, and 75 pounds. I'm not about that life right now. I'm not trying to get there. So what's the worst part of being pregnant? The worst part to me so far, the worst part I think is like the morning sickness. I just hate that stage where you feel ill, where there's just this wave of motion and nausea and all that stuff that you just can't take away. And for me, I had it, and I was having ginger candies and all these other things trying to combat it, and it just at times it didn't really work for the most part, and even if it does, it takes off the edge. It never takes it away. So just that feeling is just gross. And I mean, obviously it is totally worth it, but it's just not ideal. No one wants to feel sick ever. Will you find out the gender, and what do you prefer? So will we find out the gender? Yes. And what do we prefer? None. I can't say I prefer a boy because we have no boys. We have 3 wonderful girls though, so it would be nice if we did have a boy. That would be very different to us, and it would be lovely if we had a girl because we know what girls are about. We have 3, and there are pros and cons to having either, and so but I'm just hoping for a healthy baby, and so is my husband, and I'm so thankful that he's that way. And it's not about pushing the boy. Do you want a boy? It is, I don't have that control, and I'm not going to put so much energy and effort into something that I don't have any control over. Every baby is a blessing, and boy or girl, I'm super pumped and super excited to be on this journey right now. So do you have names picked out, and what are the stories behind them? Yes, we have. I would say for sure we have our boy's name picked out because that's been picked out for a while. Just every time when we've been pregnant, it was like if it was a boy, this name is there, and we did change it almost every pregnancy, but the last name I think we came up with, we've kept, and we both have agreed that that's what we would name our son. Though I have to say there are either another one or two other names that are in the running with that name, but I'm still loving that name very, very much, and it's really high up on the list. So we will definitely reveal it for you guys. We'll do a name reveal along with a gender reveal, and you guys will get to know what's up. In terms of girls' name, though, because we've had 3 and because we've gone through the process of naming our girls, now we're trying to find a girl's name to kind of fit into the into the pot, because we already have 3 and we want it to kind of flow. So that, I feel like we actually have a name now, but I don't have a middle name, and I just want to also make sure that the name that we've chosen is pretty solid, because it's relatively a new one that just kind of popped up to us about 2 weeks ago. So what's your birth plan? Well, I think that's pretty easy for me, given that I've already had 3 cesareans. My birth plan is most likely another cesarean. So I just kind of roll with the punches. My plan really is to just be calm and relax, and to, just follow the instructions of my doctors. That's me. I'd prefer to do that. Ideally, in my mind, I would like to try a VBAC, but after having 3, you hear a VBAC after 1, maybe VBAC after 2, but I feel like VBAC after 3 is really pushing it. And just the thoughts of the different things that could possibly happen, I am not sure if I really want to go down that route. Also, I know getting a doctor to support a VBAC after 3 is really, really difficult. So I'm just not, I don't think I'm going to be doing that, because I want baby to be healthy. I want everything to go well. So although I'm not all pumped about having surgery, I think that's probably the best option for baby. Will you breastfeed? Yes, I will love to breastfeed. I breastfed my other 2 children, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and it's just a really neat bonding experience between you and your child. And I think I'm going to do a separate video on this, because I do have some concerns about it, and I'll share with you why. So if you want to see that, definitely comment down below and let me know if you're interested in that topic, and I will definitely elaborate more on that. But yes, for sure, I definitely have plans to breastfeed. Do you plan to work or be a stay-at-home mom? So after having the girls, I've been a stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom the entire time. I've been very fortunate and very blessed to be able to stay home with my kids. I homeschool, so that's a given that I'm going to stay at home, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If I had to go to work, I definitely would, but in my situation, I've been just gifted the opportunity to do what I do and to stay home with my kids, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They wouldn't have it any other way either. Will you make your own baby food? I'd like to think I'd make my own baby food for sure. With my other girls, I did attend a lot of prenatal classes and stuff, and I did have the little baby food maker. It was just the simple one that you could just puree baby food, and I definitely did that. I did the peas and the carrots, and avocado was never really a thing on that list back then, but avocado is so healthy. I can't imagine babies not loving avocado. So that's definitely one on the list. I mean, it's not even really making anything. It is just cutting a ripened avocado and mashing it up. So yes, I definitely will be doing that, and I think it's better than just buying stuff that's in a tube. Quite frankly, some of those things that are in pouches kind of scare me, especially when there was a scare going around about just all some grossness discovered in some of those containers. The reality is you open them up and you're giving them to your baby, but how do you know that what's inside isn't rotten? How do you know that there aren't bugs inside or something? I'm not going to be like a super paranoid mom, but I'm just saying that those are things that one should, has to consider. And it's not to say I'm never going to give my babies them, but I'm just saying that they have me they have me thinking twice. Do you have nursery ideas or theme? So in terms of nursery, I did talk a little bit in my last video. What was it called? Oh, it was called something about gender. I will link it in this video to indicate, but I touched base in there a little bit talking about just where I'm at. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the nursery. I will have a room for baby. We will have a room. And I think I will be painting it and getting, I think it's essentially going to be somewhat of a nursery, but I don't know how, I don't have a theme in mind. I don't know how far out I'm going to go. We'll have a nursery, we will have a glider and an ottoman. Definitely, I think we'll have a crib. Hubby doesn't really want me to get a crib, but I might end up getting a crib. He's just thinking back when we had our girls and no one really used it. So there's that idea, but I think it's probably good to have one. I'm not sure. We're gonna have a bassinet or a cot beside our bed, so baby will be co-sleeping with us initially. So I don't know what's gonna happen within that room. I just know there will be a space for baby. I'm gonna create it, and then I will do a reveal to show you guys, and I think it will probably transform into a nursery. I think that's what it's going to end up being. But I definitely don't have a theme. That is it. I've answered 17 questions pertaining to my pregnancy, and I actually enjoyed that. So if you guys have any other questions, I might just kind of create my own list. If you ask another, if you have any more questions pertaining to my pregnancy and you want them answered, just write them down below, and I'll kind of create a list of my own and answer them for you, because it's actually kind of cool just talking to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my other videos. I've got all kinds of videos up talking about my pregnancy or my experience or whatever, so definitely check them out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and much love. Bye guys.